Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, man. That's what I'm saying. Fucking arrest those cocksuckers, yo. Arrest them. Hi, Bubba. Sorry about that. Did I scare you? Sorry. Yeah, I believe that Hillary Clinton did that. She was trying to find uranium. She burned Fort McMurray, and who knows what else she burned. And then Obama, I think, because he was funding the place that released the fucking China virus, is highly suspect. He's probably guilty of fucking creating it, knowing full well it's low-level bioterrorism, but enough to where it's considered bioterrorism. Yeah, I do think he funded that place in China for one reason, because he mentioned the pandemic and created it, because he wanted to disturb the political situation eventually, because he knew Democrats were basically falling off and losing their foothold. So falling off the cliff, so to speak. Their agenda was being unmasked. And he was like, well, I got to do something. I think Obama should be in leg shackles and handcuffs. Same with Hillary Clinton. I think she should be in leg shackles and handcuffs. You can if you research a lot of these fires and stuff, a lot of the times they are of not just suspicious, but beyond suspicious. Let's see, there was a Northern California fire that had all the earmarks of suspicion, and the way it started, if you see from a satellite, I forget which fire it was called. It was one of the biggest ones in Northern California. That fire, if seen from satellite, it looks like there was an explosion followed by a fire. But no, you didn't hear shit about it. You didn't hear fucking shit about it. There was a couple people who did the satellite investigation to see about the fire, wanted to see, the data. And it did seem to show a suspicious, what looks like an explosion. So, I mean, whenever these fires start, it's not just arson from a crazy man or something. Or if it is, they're big shots hiring them to create the arson and fanning the arson as much as possible so they can't put it out, just so they can find uranium. And they did that, I think, in Fort McMurray. I think for sure they did that in Fort McMurray, Canada. I mean, I really think that too many people are getting away with crimes these days that are of higher stature, but complete dirtbags. Complete fucking dirtbags. I mean, look at the Clintons. Everything that surrounds the Clintons is dirty. It doesn't matter if you don't believe it because you're a Democrat. Well, all you have to do is research and find out all the suspicious reasons why all the people around Bill Clinton died. Okay? Suspicious circumstances, people that weren't suicidal, committing suicide, stuff like that. Even George Stephanopoulos, I think, was on a list to get murdered. But I think Clinton just let it slide because he didn't say anything, didn't open his mouth. Maybe he was threatened. I think George Stephanopoulos even knew some things. And of course, if he was to speak out against the Democratic Party, he would probably get killed by somebody, murdered. I'm just saying, if he would speak against the Democratic Party, George Stephanopoulos would probably get killed. Just like, Ron Brown, when he went down in Croatia, his plane went down, he survived, and then somebody shot him in the head. Well, that's because he was going to sing like a bird. He was going to sing like a bird. He's getting ready to sing like a bird. Everyone knew he was about to go south on Clinton. And all of a sudden, he died. So... anyone that could follow people like the Clintons they're not mentally capable of caring whether they're criminals or not. A lot of these Democrats, they don't care if the people that are running their shit are straight criminals. Guess why? Because they raid the cookie jar too. Give me my food stamps. Give me this. Give me that. Give me. let people come into our country with no, without putting them in custody, without putting, how else are you going to put somebody in custody? It's either a cage or a fucking jail, and we don't have the facility. So, of course, it's going to be whatever we got, whatever is available. Fuck these goddamn immigrants coming here illegally. They don't deserve to be here. I wish they would fucking die in the desert. If they're stupid enough to bring your kids over in a goddamn desert over here where it's not even legal for them to be, well, then I would shoot somebody giving them water. I may be a jerk, but I'm only a smart jerk. Like, I don't care if you're trying to come over here for free and get freebies and get, and if need be, a work in a sanctuary city in more or less a sweatshop environment. You don't have any favor with me. I hope you die in the desert trying to come over here. That's simple. Hi, Bubba. Yeah, you can get up here, boo-boo. Come on up here. Give me a kiss. Give me a kiss, you big boo-boo. Come here. Oh, my dog, he gets a little bit of acid reflux every now and then. But you know what? Dogs are allowed to get acid reflux, because no one cares how bad the dog's breath smells unless they're rich and they have poodles or something. But no, my dog, he does. He hacks like my brother used to. He goes, oh, like that. My dog does it. He just looked back. He wanted to see what I was doing. But my dog will hack just like my brother used to hack, and then spit. He doesn't spit, but it sounds like he's getting ready to spit. Pretty fucking riot. So I did a video on a YouTuber, and I got a lot of views. Now, you know what? I ain't gonna lie, man. Sometimes bringing up things that you're passionate about actually pay off. Now, it doesn't mean I really deserve all the likes or the views for me talking about Jeremiah Phillips, but because I'm not him, I'm not, doing comedy. I'm not doing a lot of things he did. He was a fucking talented person. So I was just reporting it. Because I saw that his channel didn't exist. The first thing I noticed was his channel didn't exist. I was pissed because I check his channel out, Jeremiah Phillips' channel, every day. But as soon as it went off, I immediately made my video because I ain't playing. You piss me off about somebody who's talented and he's funny and he's a good comedian, and you get rid of him, then you're going to have my attention. And that's exactly why I said something about Jeremiah Phillips, because this person here is not racist, but I definitely hated Obama, and plus, the guy really, he's an Oreo. He's not even a black dude. He's placating to a black crowd, and he wasn't black, and he did a horrible job as president. Now, for instance, Jericho Green ran for president. I have a feeling he'd do a fucking great job. The guy's got common sense. He says what's on his mind. He doesn't placate to people and crowds. But Trump supporters are recognizing Jericho Green as, who he is, just a really smart person. And if there's any black person that's going to run for president, I would vote for Jericho Green. He's very intelligent, very, very intellectually knowledgeable. He cares about young people, and, he's immensely picks topics that no one will pick. He cusses a lot, though. But hey, Trump is already a shock jock president. Why wouldn't we have another president that cusses like a mofucker? I would. I'd fucking. I'm sorry if I called him a mofucker. That's just a bad way of expressing myself. But he would, if he was president, he was cussing like I'd vote for him anyway, because just the way his common sense is. Very fucking smart. Nobody wants to be overrun in their country by a bunch of immigrants. That's why Europeans should keep their nose out of our problems with immigration, because they already have their own problems with immigration. Yes, I think Hillary Clinton burned Fort McMurray. I think Obama started the coronavirus knowing it was a low-level biological attack, that it wouldn't really kill him if his immune system was good. And most people's immune systems are good, so most people don't have to worry about coronavirus. But nonetheless, it was disturbed political environment, And that's exactly what people are doing now. So in the past, I was saying, I'm not sure from where this coronavirus has been initiated, but I have a feeling, or I did have a feeling, that it was probably coming from people like Obama and stuff like that. So, I mean, once you become president, what are you going to do? You're going to try to hedge your way to continue strengthening the Democratic Party, and the only way to do that is to disturb the political environment. You too. And so I guess he planned this shit early. That's my opinion. He is responsible for paying people and funding that place that released the coronavirus. Right? Go look into it. I mean, sure, he funded a lot of places that created stuff for pandemics. Why? Because he brought up the pandemics early. And the only reason why he did it is so he could make or bury himself in what you refer to as guilt. Because he didn't want people to start pointing fingers at him in any way, shape, or form. So he spoke out against how to protect us from pandemics. In reality, he was making the pandemic. So I think Obama is responsible for the pandemic. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, 100%. No fucking, no holds bar. Is that how they say it? Yeah, no holds bar. That motherfucker created the virus. He paid people, he funded them, and I actually feel that, with any luck, we might even see him in leg shackles and handcuffs, because, the psychology of it is he brought up the pandemics early on in his presidency, almost out of nowhere. Sure, there was a bird virus or something like that, or I mean, I forget, people were panicking about a bird virus or something. But he just ran with it and used it and installed it as a potential bioterrorist act on his part, which he did. I think he was involved directly, okay? I don't hate blacks. He's not even black, all right? He's a fucking Oreo. He's fucking half this, half that. His fucking dad is that Marshall guy, that fucking guy in Africa who made porno. I mean, the guy's a scumbag. All right, the guy's a scumbag. He didn't do shit for our country either. He fucking made us all kinds of problems. I think he was actually against our country. I think he's a Muslim. He panders to Muslims. And hey, you got to remember, the Persians, the Arabs, they're the ones that were doing the slave trade day one. We weren't. They only turned us onto it later. I'll bring this up before. They only turned us onto slavery later. But America didn't have any need to have slaves originally. It just became something that people wanted to do later, because everyone used slaves when they were desperate for getting things done back then. It was, I hate to say it, the minimum wage of its time. There was a wage. It was called being fed, having a roof over your head, because back then, you had to work like a motherfucker just to have your own roof and be fed. But at least in America, unlike England, they didn't ban us from killing the deer and eating. So at least we had a head start that way. No, look, I'm not going to go into slavery. I'm just going to say that, that is always used to discount anything a white person says. That's all that is. Slavery, because we were slaves once too. I'm sure Caucasians, Anglo-Saxons, we were all slaves at one time, in different environments, different situations. But being PC culture will not talk about stuff like that. They won't hire somebody in academia to study, slavery, Caucasian slavery, because that wouldn't look good and it wouldn't help the Democratic Party. So that's how that goes down. Just because they were the most recent slaves, they play it. They fucking play that shit until it's fucking played out, and it's been played out for a long time. Like played like you're out of weed, that kind of played out. You're out of some weed, that kind of played out. They don't have anything to go with anymore, so they use any tactic they can. And of course, the Democrats will, pander to the ghetto stock. That is the people who talk ghetto, act ghetto, everything that Judge Mathis is not about. That's who the Democrats placate to. Those people who are straight up ghetto, Cardi D or whatever her fucking name is, pure dog shit humans. That's who the Democratic party placates to. And of course, they don't have any intelligence. If you listen to Cardi B, she don't have no intelligence. Anybody else doesn't have intelligence. If you made fucking Medicare for everyone free, you'd be standing in line for fucking 10 months at the very least, if not 2 years, for one appointment. So fuck her. She can go fuck herself. And anyone that has that ghetto mentality, you know, where they have to act 100% ghetto and be a Democrat, that's only a brainwash mechanism to keep you ghetto, keep you stupid. Hopefully your kids won't get educated, and your dad, the dad to your children moved out early on, so keep you dumb, and that's good. And then they can just give you your food stamps, and you can play a little, you know, video poker in Vegas. You can have a little extra money too, and you know, you can, you know, be happy that way. No, I'm not going to let myself be happy that way. When I was in Vegas, I realized that, and the first thing I did was I started gambling and get good at it. I got good at it. I was fucking sit there and, oh, give me food stamps and shit like that. I ain't going to lie, there was a few times where I did have to get food stamps. Actually, there was only one time. But it lasted for like 3 years because at that time, I wasn't even homeless. I just barely had any money because my apartment was so expensive back then. That was years ago, though, before I started gambling. Actually, I was gambling, I was winning, but at the time, I wasn't allowed to keep my winnings because my sister fucking took them and put them in a special account for me because she knew I couldn't manage my money as well as she could. But it still left me fucking broke all the time. I even used to tell her, hey, I need some of my gambling money. And she used to say, nope, we made a deal. You know, you survive off your disability because I was disabled from birth. So I did. I listened to her. I just said, okay. I couldn't argue with her, man. So that's how that worked. I fucking made money gambling, but I couldn't really manage it that well. So I had my sister manage it for me. You know, that's my weakness. I'm not that great. I've managed money good before, but you know, I get a little worked up, and sometimes my mind doesn't feel like it's in tune with the fucking situation, and then I can lose. You know, a professional gambler can lose. It doesn't mean just because you're professional, you can't lose. So I just, and besides, when I gamble, I used to have to tune into my mind was like set to tune into stuff. And it was like, if I couldn't tune in, I would start sweating a lot in my palms. And that was something that would tell me, you know, right away, hey man, you're not tuned into the table. Your vibe is bad. You're not tuned into the table, the cards, or anything. Time to leave. And I would walk away a loser just to get away from the gambling. And, you know, with a loss, I would walk away because of that. But that didn't happen a lot. But when it did happen, you know, I had walked all the way to the casino to be a professional, but I could not get the vibe right. So that's what happened there. And when the vibe wasn't right, I sometimes went without money, you know, even, hey man, look, I don't even want to be disabled. I prefer that I wasn't disabled, but I was from birth. So I'm not going to sit here and fucking cry about it now. You know, I'm not going to cry about it now. And if I only got one in, I don't fucking care. You know, I don't care that somebody's watching me and they don't talk or anything. Yeah, I think Hillary Clinton and Obama should be in handcuffs and leg shackles and carted off, kind of like Ceausescu in Romania when he was the president. That's what I think. Lined up and, you know, took care of. That simple. That's my personal viewpoint, and I'm sticking with it. All right, so this live stream's over.